Panama City Beach, Florida. Of course, everyone focusing on this Category 4 storm, Hurricane Michael, barreling in. Well, we're actually right on, Jeff. Jeff.
Yeah, Neil, I don't know if I heard you very well there, but as perhaps you can tell, since we last talked, there has been an intensification. We think now this storm, according to the local authorities, is going to go just to the east of us, which is probably the best possible scenario given how close the storm already is, but that means we're still going to get some of this eye wall. And if you look at the radar on that eye wall is pretty intense. And this clearly is the most intense that we have seen it thus far. Again, though, because of the direction of this wind, we are still getting wind off the water, which means we are not getting pieces of buildings or other pieces of debris. The only building that, I don't know that you can see because we got our camera back behind a pillar, the building that's right in front of me here is fairly solidly constructed, and so it is not coming apart. But I'll tell you, we're reaching the point here now where we probably don't want to take a whole lot more chances, but this is an extraordinary experience. That's one of the reasons we do this, is it is extraordinary. Having said that, I think we may just want to, well, I'm going to have to stay here whether you're on live TV with me or not, because it's really not a good idea to kind of try to cross the street right now. We will, I suspect, get a bit of a lull in a moment, and we'll be able to get back. We'll be able to get back across the street. But right now, I'm going to have to stay a bit on my knees here and hope this damn something holds on, because we are, well, we're in a position where we don't want to get up. Hang on, maybe it's a little bit of a lull. A little bit of a lull. I'm going to get back behind the other post here. Shoot. Got another post over here. Okay, we're good. We're good. I don't know. Are you still with me, Neil?
Yeah. Jeff, you got to get inside, buddy. I want you safe.
No,
we love you here and your crew.
I will. No, listen.
But man, take care of yourself.
Yeah, I know. We're good. You know, I've been, as you know, I've been through a lot of these, and that was a good situation right there. But I get your point, and you know, we can get behind. You can get behind a wall, and you're safe. I just walked out there for a bit, and then we got some intensity. But yeah, I think we're okay now.
We have green screens, you know. I just want to raise that with you. Jeff, really, you're the best. We love you, but please, you and your wonderful crew.
Now joining us on the phone, Pensacola, Florida's Mayor Ashton Haywood. Mayor, thanks for joining us.
Charles, good evening. How are you? I'm
good. I had the pleasure of being in your town about a year ago, gave a speech down there, saw those white sandy beaches and the people so friendly. You know, obviously this isn't good for a tourist town like yours, but let's talk about the most important thing. How are the folks doing there?
Everybody's doing great, Charles. We were very fortunate, and I think Jeff summed it up perfectly. East of me, about 100 miles in Panama City and Mexico Beach, they took the brunt of it. The storm moved quickly, as Jeff stated, so we were very fortunate in that aspect. But Pensacola was spared, and as you said, it's been a long day, but we know how to prepare as Floridians. Governor Scott's done a terrific job getting people aware of what was coming. And in the last 2.5 days, this storm, you know, approached us quickly and coming on land at a Cat 4. You got to be prepared and hunker down. And, you know, the big worry, obviously, always, Charles, is the storm surge.
Right. How's that? Is that part over as well? Is that threat, is faded for you?
It has definitely faded for me. We were very fortunate. As I said, we had 4 to 6 feet of about storm surge, water over docks. You know, we had some gusts of 40 to 60 miles an hour this morning, but Pensacola was spared. And again, we were just looking out after our friends to the east of Pensacola.
You know, some notes from Governor Scott in a presser earlier, 155-mile winds, the worst in the Panhandle's ever seen, deploying massive response, air, sea, and land. Thousands of responders for power, law enforcement, food, water, medical. We can't control these things, but one of the things it feels like is that the response and the preparation for them has gotten much better. Do you think that also played a big role here so far?
Absolutely, Charles. I think when you have a leader like that and people are prepared and they're proactive instead of reactive. And in the great state of Florida, we've had these storms from Key West, obviously, as we all know, to Pensacola, Florida, and our friends, as we said, to the east got Michael today at a Cat 4. So when you think about a storm like this that we haven't seen in over 100 years, it can be life-threatening. And I think the more proactive you are, and Governor Scott said that and did that, I mean, we all got on board. And I think as Floridians, we understand what we need to do in Florida because it is such a special place in Northwest Florida.
Mayor Hayward, thank you very much. By the way, Governor Scott also said Florida is unbreakable. Hurricane Michael cannot break Florida.
Hurricane Michael making landfall as the strongest hurricane to ever hit the Florida Panhandle and already claiming its first life when a tree fell through a man's home. Good evening, everyone. I'm Donna Terrell.
I'm Kevin Kelly. Tonight, Michael is losing some speed, being downgraded from a Category 4 storm, but it's still posing a serious threat. In fact, forecasters say it could unleash up to a foot of rain. And on top of that, we're talking about a storm surge. Forecasters predicting those could be up to 14 feet high. Keep that in mind. Natasha Chen covering the action in Panama City. She joins us live.
More than 500,000 customers are without power across several states right now, and Hurricane Michael left a lot of damage, like what's behind me here, a gas station with warped metal thrown about and roofs torn off. Hurricane Michael made history as it slammed into Florida's Panhandle and swept across the southeast.
Hurricane Michael is the worst storm that the Florida Panhandle has ever seen, and one of the worst power storms to ever make landfall in the United States.
The catastrophic, fast-moving storm smashed homes and businesses, knocked out power, and inundated towns with water.
Devastation. This is total devastation.
Just before making landfall, Michael intensified with sustained winds of 155 miles per hour. Michael became the strongest storm to hit the continental U.S. since Hurricane Andrew 26 years ago.
We were all praying as my stepfather and brother were just watching the window.
Michael continued its historical path, becoming the first major hurricane to track into Georgia since 1898. But the destructive storm won't be done anytime soon. Michael continues to pack powerful winds and threaten people's lives. Now those in Michael's wake are left to pick up what the monster storm left behind.
There's going to be an amount of damage that we have not seen, in living memory in this part of the country.
9 counties are under curfew right now, including ours here in Bay County. Officials say it can be very dangerous to try and navigate in the dark, especially with signs knocked over and trees and power lines blocking roads. Live in Panama City, Florida, Natasha Chen, back to you.
All right, Natasha, thank you very much. So just how strong was this storm at landfall? Well, it knocked roofs off homes and other buildings, including our sister station, WMBB. And as you can see here, trees were just yanked, literally, right out of the ground.
Yeah, you can see it for yourself. A state of emergency is issued for Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. President Trump says the government is already working with all those states involved. Entergy Arkansas will send crews to Georgia to help get the power back on tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Dare. Now a chance for you to help some of the four-legged survivors of Hurricane Michael.
Yeah, dozens of dogs that were rushed out of harm's way in the Panhandle are now in Southwest Florida, and they need some love. 4 in Your Corner's Rachel O'Neill went to the Humane Society in Naples to give us a look at some of these adorable faces. Rachel?
The Humane Society right here in Naples, Florida worked around the clock yesterday to save 37 dogs and 9 puppies.
Dixie and these other dogs used to call another shelter home, but Hurricane Michael led them here to Naples. It all started with a phone call from the Panhandle.
We got a call or an email from Florida-wide animal welfare group with a call out that's saying that they needed people to come take dogs out of Tallahassee area.
Jonathan and his crew of 4 were determined to rescue these 46 dogs by any means necessary. The Tallahassee shelter wasn't rated for a hurricane as strong as Michael. That's when Southwest Florida came into play.
These animals' lives were important, and so, rightfully, the people in Tallahassee said, hey, we need help. We need you guys to come help us out. We had people working pretty much 24-hour days yesterday to get those animals here.
And what it took to get them here was a lot of driving.
By 2 o'clock, we had 2 teams on the road in our transit vans. By 9 o'clock, we were in Tallahassee, and by midnight, we were back on our road heading back to Southwest Florida.
John is with these storm evacuees every step of the way, and he says they need your help. You can find out how to adopt by going to their site, hsnaples.org, or call 239-643-1555 or just pay them a visit.
They're our number one mission. We're working for the animals.
And they are always accepting donations. In Naples, Florida, Rachel O'Neill, Fox 4 in your corner.
I thank you. God bless you, and may he continue to bless the nation that has showered this land with love for more than 2 centuries. Thank you all. God bless you all.